Well, everyone, this is Mike and Jeff Davidson with Leadership.
Mm.
And we wanted to jump in and just do a quick video for those who can't make one of our 6 meetings that we're having to explain our leadership training. Those meetings take about 15 minutes or so. That's about what we're going to take here to really explain the content. I think it's always important to start with the why. They say when you find your why, you find your way.
Very important.
And
Yeah.
so when we think about the why of leadership training, the first is just my own heart for it. It was probably about 2010 that I recall stepping out into the work area to my staff, and I looked at them with all sincerity and I said, I am no longer going to run this company alone anymore. And then I walked back in my office and I sat down and I reflected on that for just a moment and said, they had no idea what I meant by that.
No idea what they do. That's right.
And I realized that the reason they didn't was my fault. It was my leadership. So I started doing leadership development for me first, and that was in 2010, and was ultimately able to watch that company grow and me be able to actually leave and not be there. And I eventually sold the company in December of 2023. And so just a real heart for me is seeing the burden that business owners carry when it comes to leading their organization and the need they have to have their employees grow to be leaders. And that's really what we say here at Leadership. Our real target is to transform employees into leaders.
Absolutely.
Leaders.
And it's not just us saying that. I mean, there's some real stats proving this. And that's actually one of the things we wanted to show you all in this slide. If you want to go over them with them, Dad, some of the whys.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We for sure say that in order for your company to grow, the employees have to grow. It can't happen without it.
Right.
Your employees can't grow and your company grow.
That's right.
They're very closely related. 40%, this is some of the stats and just some of the studies we find, more of the why. That's more than just my own heart for it. But 40% of leaders fail in the first 18 months on the job. 80% of companies struggle finding employees with leadership skills. And I mean, so it just really became really clear to me, well, that's exactly what's happening is like the business owners don't have a pool of leaders to choose from to become leaders. They're just kind of hoping for the best. And Gallup says that 94% of employees would stay with a company that invests in the development, in their personal development. And that's from the Gallup poll. And so the simple truth is, I mentioned your company's only as good as its weakest employee, and only 24% of you know what your performance expectations are.
Very low.
That's pretty low.
Yeah.
And that comes from the leadership, for sure.
Yeah. Well, so as we talk about actually enrolling in this course, what that could mean, let's just review what this course actually would entail. This course is a 15-week course. It reviews the thoughts, actions, and attitudes of the world's most successful leaders. The content of the course, a lot of it comes from this book, John Maxwell's, he's the leadership guru of the world. 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. He wrote this several years ago. So Dad took the content from that book, combined it with a lot of other source materials that we have on leadership, and developed this course. And the goal, among several, but one of the primary goals of this course is to clarify your role within your organization. You might be the leader, you might simply be an employee, you might be the floor sweeper, you may be down at what seems at the bottom. But everyone needs clarity on their role, who they are, where they belong in the company. And it does bring clarity to other people's roles as well. Very practically speaking, one of the things you can expect is the course will start July 17th, middle of the summer, and run through October 23rd. That's 15 weeks. Each week will be a weekly lecture every Wednesday, offered at 3 different times. You can jump on at any of those Zoom times, whatever works best for you. But after the class is over, after that hour-long lecture takes place, and some discussion and questions and reports, there'll be what we call life work assignments. That life work is really the heart of the class, where you take the content that you've learned and then you begin to apply it in the real world, whether it's in your personal life or in your professional life. You get to choose. And it takes about 15 to 30 minutes, usually right around that time, sometimes a little bit longer, sometimes a little less, just depends on the lesson. And then at the next call that we have, the next call, you'll actually share some of what you did, some of what you learned. It's part of the accountability piece we've built into the program. Now, if you miss a lesson, if you just couldn't make any of those 3 times offered, then you can go watch the recording that I will be sending out the following morning. Included in that email will be, of course, a link to the recording and then the workbook answers. During the lecture, you're expected to fill in some notes as the lecture takes place. But if you miss that lesson, you'll get the answers the following morning sent to you through your email.
Yeah, and something too is like whenever it's time for each class, not only do you get an email the morning of the class to remind you of the class, we send a text message out to all the students 30 minutes before each of those classes at 7, 10, and 5 p.m.
We go above and beyond.
I mean, short of going and knocking on the door and say, hey, you got a class coming up.
Right.
We do all we can.
We do what we can.
Notify you.
That's right. Here's a sampling. Actually, it is the content of the course. Here are the 15 weeks and the 15 lessons that you'll receive with each one. No need to review each of them, but just know that within each course, you're looking at a different aspect of leadership and the principles. Title is the Principles of Leadership, the very principles that make the world's most successful leaders successful.
Yeah. And so the cost, or the how, we say the cost of it is $1,600 per student, but we divide that into 4 payments. So, right around $400 a month. And if there's 5 or more in any one group that sign up, then there's some discounts there. And so once you sign up, and we want, register sooner rather than later, because we've got to assemble what we call a welcome packet and get it shipped to you via UPS. It won't be shipped digitally. There's actual content that we want to send you, a little gift box with stuff in it that we use in the class. So we want to get that off to you. That includes a workbook and other items. So once you register, we'll get that out to you.
Now, when you hit graduation, at the end, you will receive a certificate of completion from the John Maxwell team. John Maxwell is a leadership guru, and having his name attached to this certificate, it's something you can add to your resume to show that you've really worked on your personal development. It looks great on a resume. You also get the privilege of having a completed personal mission statement. Dad, why don't you talk just a moment about the personal mission statement?
We really want, what we discovered that leaders do is they're really clear on their role in the organization, but also their role in life. Sort of what value do I bring to the team? What contribution do I make? Where do I need to make sure that I know I can say yes, and more importantly, that you probably do more of is no's. So we say we like to make your yeses hard and your no's easy. And that's all. You can do that when you know what your personal, sort of your life mission statement is.
That's right.
You know what to say yes to, you know what to say no to.
Absolutely.
And then of course we believe you can't give what you don't have. And so we want to help you help others do the same.
That's right.
And that's how we transform employees into leaders who grow leaders.
Now, when you also finish the course, not only do you get that certificate and that personal mission statement that you've been working on all the time, you'll also receive a free one-on-one coaching session with Mike and Jeff. You'll also get a little admiration of your peers and bosses, especially from those who didn't go through the course.
Yes. And if you're a part of the education system in the state of Arkansas, this course has been approved by the Department of Education as a professional development course, and attributes 22 of the 36-hour requirement per year in professional development.
That's right.
So I could take a big chunk out of that.
Absolutely.
For the year.
Yeah. This is just a graph showing or a chart showing the different prices depending on the number of students. When you go and register for yourself or for others, there is an automatic discount applied for 5 or more students. And this just breaks that down.
Yeah. When we talk about the role of a leader is to bring clarity, one of the things that we talk to our coaching clients on is making sure that they're clear on the responsibilities of the employees. But the 2 pieces that typically gets left out when it's easy to build the responsibilities is the authority and accountability piece. And so we want to follow what we teach when we talk about what it is that's expected of our students. So one, you're responsible to attend the class on time. We want you to try to be there 3 minutes before the start of class so that we can start on time and finish on time. You are expected to complete the life work, and there will be opportunity for you to share your life work at the beginning of each class. Follow Zoom etiquette, no eating with camera on, that sort of stuff. We go over that later. And then we want you to be sure that you can have a distraction-free environment. We don't want noises and kids running around and dogs barking, although it can happen, we know, but we really want you to be distraction free. You have the authority during the class to ask any question during any time of the meeting. You can interrupt Mike. You can say, Mike, what do you mean by that, or whatever, to help clarify anything I'm saying. You can contact me by phone or email, and that phone can be either text or an actual phone call. And we're here to help you with any leadership issue during your time as a student. It doesn't necessarily even have to pertain to the class.
That's right.
It can just be, I've got a situation with an employee or a peer worker, or, one of my children. It doesn't matter. We're here to help you.
Yeah.
And then you have the authority to provide feedback at each session. And also we give you opportunity for that, as well as at the end of the course, at the end of the 15 weeks. You are held accountable by, we do take attendance. We expect you to be there, as I said, 10 out of the 15 classes. You have to be present on the screen. You are to complete 10 out of the 15 life work assignments. We expect that. And know that we send record of your attendance to whomever we should, typically someone in authority over you, or a boss, or maybe just to you.
Or whoever's paying.
Yeah, whoever's paying, that you are completing the work, that attendance and the life work completion is sent at lesson 5, what you've done the first 5 lessons, and that you've done those things, and lesson 10, and then at the end of the class at 15. We don't share anything you might share in the class. That stays in the class, but we're just trying to let them know that you are attending and you are doing the life work. And then, of course, we send you the certificate of completion after lesson 15.
Now, after hearing all that, you're like, let's go, let's sign up. Here's how you do it. You'll just go to leadershiplane.net, click on courses, open. When you click on that tab on the website, you'll see a registration page where you can register yourself or others, up to 10 people, and then we'll walk you through the steps of purchasing that plan. When you do purchase, the cards hit automatically, and it'll be divided from that moment into 4 equal monthly payments.
Yeah. And then if this video has not been valuable enough or giving you the information you need to know, and you need to know a little bit more, you feel free to give me a call on my cell, 501-993-6121. You can also email us at admin@leadershiplane.net or Mike Davidson at leadershiplane.net. So thanks for taking a few minutes, and hope this is helpful for you.